encanta esta música. Yo sé, tan, tan, tan. Lástima que me la cortan tan rápido porque yo estaba muy entrado en ella.
Hola Juan, ¿ya estamos en vivo?
Ya estamos en vivo, imagínate qué increíble.
So we need
Transmitiendo en tu
to
cuenta,
switch
en
to
mi
English
cuenta.
then.
Sorry. I was having so much fun.
Otherwise, we can teach Spanish here.
Yes. But we have many things in Spanish, so we need to do something in English. But it was really funny this day because it's been so many things to go live today. So, hey guys, hope you like it.
When we awake fully the DNA, we will be able to speak 2-3 languages at the same time.
Oh, yes.
And understand everything.
That's that is gonna be amazing. So, what race do you want to start talking about? Because we have amazing pictures of them.
Yes. Actually, I want to give a little introduction to the topic because why we are talking about this, that's the main thing. And we were talking about our own experiences before we started with the live session, and we're not going to repeat that, but in short, we were sharing with each other with Juan that it's important to talk about galactic races and other worlds because the experiences our souls had in past lives in other planets are affecting us right now in our present life, in our daily challenges. The daily challenges we go through are related with the experiences we had in other planets, with in other realms. And
yes.
We were actually talking about something that happened to me yesterday. And I was telling him, as soon as I opened the Akashic records, I could see that what was happening is do you hear that noise from is noisy? Should I close the window?
No, it's
Okay,
perfect.
cool. I have a construction site next door. Yeah, nice. So, so yeah, what happened is we are awakening the pain from past lives in other planets in this life, because in order to ascend, we need to heal the Akasha. And that's why today we are introducing to you a little bit of what we know about other planet and other races beyond the human. And yeah, we kind of start with what do you want to start with, Juan?
I want to say something interesting because the project of Earth is to release all the Akashic records of the old Akashic records of other planets and other beings, is to heal these emotions that were hiding or were left and they didn't heal them. So, for example, maybe each race has some of different pains that they couldn't transcend or heal. For example, sometimes the Arcturians are a little bit egocentric and they couldn't heal it really good, and they are not as open to the to feelings because they lived in a more male energy than a female energy. So that's one of the things. But we're helping not one race, so many races, and we have part of their DNAs in our bodies, so we can help them heal also.
In other words, helping ourselves, because we were in other planets and
we were Arcturians sometimes in one
connected
life
with souls that had experiences in other planets. Let's say one of your family members, you saw family members, had experiences in the constellation of Draco as a reptilian, yeah, and you haven't, but you both are part of the same soul family. So
Hmm.
that matters to you. It's not that because you're not reptilian, you have nothing to do with them, so I'm not gonna pay attention. No, like the idea is here on Earth to exchange uh, our wisdom and our tools to work together and heal together the Akasha. Because in the Akasha, there's no difference in between reptilians, Arcturians. It's all part of, it's all God
Hmm.
experiencing itself through the different possibilities we have in this universe. When you were talking, I had this idea, right? Because sometimes maybe it's difficult for people to understand why Pleiadians and Arcturians needs to meet on Earth in order to heal the Akasha. But and how could be that possible if they are completely different? Just people in Mexico, United States, Australia, even Argentina, the country when I was born, we see it in our daily life how people that come from different countries can meet in a place, create a culture together, and through that culture, help to heal each other's wounds. For instance, in Argentina, people coming from many different wars,
Hmm. Hmm.
Italians, Jewish, Germans, they all play different roles in the different wars in the last century. Through the challenges they experience in Argentina right now, they have this possibility to join their strength, their wisdom, and work on healing themselves. They are not conscious of this, right? They're not aware. They don't know they're healing each other. But that's what happened. In other words, for instance, when here in Australia, you see that the Chinese person, Indian person, South American, they all meet in the same country, and we helping each other to build a country. We join forces, and we need each other. We are aware of that here. Mm. And in the other hand, we are at the same time healing the Akasha. Because in the Akasha, in the present moment, Indian, Chinese, South American, all different, right? From the 3D perception. In the Akasha, maybe you were Chinese in a past life, Indian. Yeah. And you actually getting to know yourself through getting to know this stranger in this foreign country, right? So similar thing happen for humans when we meet here, and we all have past lives and experiences in other planets.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And sometimes even my the same family,
Yeah.
maybe one in the family is from Urmas, like these ones, that
Mm.
it where it comes these comics or these drawings. Maybe some of them comes from the how you say it in English,
Lyra?
sorry,
Lyra?
from Lyra. Yes, so some of them could come from Lyra. And I've seen past lives of me being a dragon. It's
Let's
amazing.
start from that, from Lyra. Yeah. Do you like it? Let's
Yes,
talk a
yes,
little bit.
yes.
This is a little bit. We're talking a little bit. No, it's not a master class about races and other worlds, but just a little bit, right? So, how did you remember your experience in Lyra, which is another planet in the constellation of Orion?
It was amazing because when I was making a therapy, we were opening the Kashik records and I started seeing there was imagine there is a person, a guy that we were having therapy and he was not even thinking about aliens or other worlds, nothing about it.
Your
And I
therapist
start
or you?
he was having the therapy. I was giving the therapy to him,
Ah, you were giving the,
and
yes, okay, you were the
yes, I was
therapist.
giving the therapy, and he was, and I started looking him in a world of dragons, and it was like, hey, I gotta tell you something. Please be open because this is kind of strange. I can see you that you are a dragon, and I was telling him that he was a dragon connected to the earth, to his earth, and he was like really a little bit brown and green, and we were many dragons there. So we were 12 dragons, and it was a reunion of all dragons from
Mm,
this planet, and we were talking about the future of what we were doing some things. And there was a red dragon, promoting that we started making some system for educating the dragons. But each dragon was different because there was the dragon of water, the dragon of wind, the dragon of plants, something like that. Each dragon has its own color and
like
its
different
own,
races of
yeah,
dragons,
different races
right?
of dragons.
Right.
So when everyone saw him, like, what are you talking about? Being a dragon is about freedom? No, it's like, and they were like, no, 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 what are you talking about? But he was a red dragon, and he was always trying to be like really passionate, and he was trying to be really taking control of everything, and he was contaminated with the energy of Orion, that is the male energy that wants to control everything. So after that happens, he and the black dragons decided it was a good idea to start a war uh, to uh, re- to do something to have all the power of the dragons. So they called for a really strong ray of light coming from a dying star, and they wanted to hold it in a really big crystal. And I saw when they called from magic, because dragons are really magicians, are really good with energies. They summoned that energy, but that energy was amazingly strong. So they couldn't hold it in the crystal. The crystal break down in half, and this ray
They
of
are good
light,
alchemists.
yes, the ray of light divided the planet in half. The planet was completely broken. And I was telling this story to this person that was in the therapy, and he was crying. Who killed our Earth? Who did it? Oh, let's go for him. Let's go and capture him. He's gonna regret it. Why did he did it? It was like, oh my god. It was amazing. It was an amazing because he was really completely crying, remembering the whole thing, and we started healing because he needed to heal that old memory. So
Can I share with you the first time I heard about dragons?
yes.
It was back in 2000, I think 15, when I went with friends to a very special place in Argentina, where there is a astral city anchored in there, the city of Erx. So I went there to learn about quantum healing with a group
Mhm.
of friends. And when we returned from that trip, interesting fact, when I went there for first time, I connected with the Urma, the felines, for the first time. But that's another chapter I will talk about it later. But that was my awakening, remembering the Urma, which was quite both the dragons and the Urma. Uh, it was very. I think the word in English will be disruptive, because even when I believed in so many things, truly believing that that's a possibility in the third dimension, physically, it challenged the entire belief system. Mm? It's like you're one step from going crazy, right? So
I
just
know.
talking about past lives, as humans is like more
Dragons.
easy to digest, but talking about dragons and felines is like, what is this going
What are you
weird,
talking
you
about?
know?
You're crazy,
And then
dude.
anyways, I remember I didn't share this with anyone else because it was a bit like, yeah. And yeah, so I did a past life regression to him, and I heard for first time in first person, right? Because of course I read books and watch movies and things, but it was the first time I hear someone telling me about how it feels to be in Venus. He told me many many things about Venus, and another of his past lives when he was best friend with a dragon, and as soon he met his dragon, because he's like his mine, we are best friends, like now when we talk about a pet, for instance, um we are like my cat,
Mhm.
my dog, uh it was his loyal dragon, and he cried so much, and he's a person who's a very um serious guy because he's a airplane a pilot.
Pilot.
Yeah, so he's very serious, straight, and but still he was crying and so sad, and he was like, I miss him so badly, because
Wow.
we communicate through telepathy, and we are all the time together, and I haven't seen him for so long. And this made me think because before we started with the program, I was telling you about my cat in Argentina that he's a little bit sick, and I was sad, about him suffering. And even yesterday, I was remembering this past life regression I did to this friend of mine, and it helped me to see that we create bonds with other souls that go beyond humanity, and it could be even deeper, that bond with a creature that is no we cannot identify with them because it's not human, but
Mhm.
we understand each other, and we together we are one because it was his soulmate.
I know. I
And
know.
yeah, so was the first time I heard about how loyal dragons are and how gentle. Of course, one of the races, the many, many races of dragons, this one in particular existed on Earth thousands of years ago in the time of Atlantis.
Yes. And dragons are amazingly. They're always with us. We have. I think all of us has one dragon, because they know their living in Lyra was really strong, and dragons know that for evolution you don't go in a straight line. You go up and down, up and down, up and down, and they are really strong to hold it. They really know how to. They lived in these really difficult moments, and they sometimes go really good and then really bad and really good. So when a dragon is with you when you're sad, he knows what it feels to be sad, because maybe some the Arcturians they see you sad and they're like, what is happening with him? We don't understand. Why is he sad? Because he's evolving. This is
Mm.
something better for him. But the dragon knows what it feels, because he knows what
You know
that.
what? When I watched this movie when I was very young, The Endless Story, I think it's in English.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Falcon? Falcon was the name?
Yes,
Yeah, right?
the
He was
really
my
big. It was
favorite.
the dog.
But for me, he was a dragon because he
Yes,
was
yes.
flying,
I think he
flying
was a
dog.
dragon.
Yeah. 100%, I think he was a dragon. And he
Yes,
was so
yes.
loyal as well. And I remember crying when he was a part of the movie that he's dying, already hurt. Oh, yes. And
What they
I
told
remember
me.
crying as well, feeling like I know him. So, but people may be watching this and thinking, why I don't remember if I live with dragons? I tell you why. It's so painful. It's so painful to remember that you have a loved
Mhm.
one so close to you, communicating through telepathy, and now that being
So
is
connected
not
to your
communicating
heart.
with you. Exactly. We won't remember these things until we're ready to
Mhm.
remember and be able to handle these memories. And when we awake this Christ consciousness, like I told you in the past
Mhm.
show, in the show we did before, if you awake the consciousness of oneness, you can remember these memories without suffering.
Mhm.
Because that time and space is a conception of the third dimension. And beyond that, we are all together all the time. There's no separation. But because we are so locked in the third dimension, what people call the matrix, remembering that we had a best friend in another planet or in another time on Earth is very can hurt you a lot, because you from the
Yes.
mindset of a three-dimensional human, that happens so far away,
Long ago,
and
and
that
you miss
hurts.
them.
But when you ascend and you reach the consciousness of oneness, that's not far away. That's within your DNA, and actually that being is with you 24/7, because we are all connected.
For example, these beautiful dragons, they are like, we call it in Mexico the snake, feathered snake, the feathered snake.
Yep.
They told me they are older beings than the regular dragons that we know, and they come from much far away, and they evolved like really lovely. So when you see this movie from Disney, I saw this communication of what these dragons are like. I saw it like it was like, oh my god, it's amazing. I understand now what's the difference between the other dragons, like the one I was showing you before, that these are the normal the normal dragons that we know, that they everyone said it was, they really were really bad, and they eated people, blah blah blah. That's not true. And with these dragons are all love, and they come here to integrate a really high frequency of energy into this world. And they fly, they don't have wings, they jump between the clouds. They like to jump between the clouds because they are not connected to the gravity, because his energy is so light, so high in frequency, that it doesn't have any density, so they can jump between things like. They are amazing. I've seen them in the ethereal world, in this other. But I can see them working and moving, and sometimes talking to us for helping in a therapy. They always come and help people in their therapies, so it's amazing.
It's important to say that since Lyra is disappear, um, they had the possibility to move to Earth, and some of the races live in the etheric realm that Juan was mentioning before, in Agartha
Yes.
and Avalon, right? They also exist in Avalon, and people who were born in the area of England, um, Ireland, they can connect even better than us in the south hemisphere. Well,
Yes.
Juan is in the north, but here in Australia, Argentina is the south. So maybe for us, it's a bit more far away, because in Ireland there is a portal that uh, so the frequency there is higher because there's a portal, and people can communicate easier with Agartha and with the astral city of Avalon in England. So that's why the majority of the stories and legends come from that part of Earth. Yes, because the
Mhm.
portals are still open and alive in that area of the world. And I should say also Scotland, Ireland, the UK. Oh, here we see in the Pleiadians.
I'm showing you these amazing pictures from Victoria Rosengart. He makes these pictures, and she makes these for people. So I connected or gathered some of them to make some examples for you. So how many different races are? So many different. It's like Star Wars when you go into these places, these worlds. Some of them are open, and you can see races from every part of the universe.
As above, so below. So it's the same as here. You will see so many different races on Earth, right?
Little
Just
humans, high humans, white humans,
yeah, all
brown
different.
humans, and that's it. That's
Yeah,
the same thing with
exactly. And we mixing each other
aliens.
and creating new races. So it's the same in the many other planets that exist in our universe. But right now we are awakening in it because we're very close to the well, right now we have an alignment in between Sirius, the Sirius star, and Orion. I want to say it properly though. The alignment that is currently happening, and actually today is the first day of the Mayan calendar because we have the day out of time only 2 days ago, right?
Yes, we are starting a new year.
New year, yes, and we can feel it. There's so
Hey,
many,
let me go for some champagne, please.
so our sun is aligned with Alcyon, yes, and Sirius. So Sirius. So this is creating what to say this in Spanish? Alineación, like an alignment in between the stars, yeah,
Alignment.
that will manifest, is manifesting already a portal
Mhm.
that will be a perfect align in August. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
why
right.
the Lion
It
portal,
is coming the 8th of August is coming the Lion's Gate.
yeah, the Lion's Gate. Yeah. So we nearly there. So because of the alignment is happening, in first place Starseeds, yes, light workers, and then the rest of the people that inhabit this planet. But in first place us, yeah, we are awakening memories that is a must for us to heal them. So these memories, from my experience, I will say, are very related to the experiences we had in Orion when many of us were part of the Hurma. I hope this is the right pronunciation in English. Urma race, the felines, and the awakening, the pain that was like saved and sealed in our DNA. And like I said before, where is our DNA? In our blood. Not only in our blood, it's everywhere. Everywhere is our DNA. So the painful memories are here in your skin, in your throat, in your
In your
eyes,
heart.
in your heart, in your relationships, and everywhere. So when you heal one memory, when you heal the pain, You are not healing one thing, one chakra connected like people used to see it in the past, throat chakra, your voice, your sexual chakra doesn't work like that. Everything is holistic. So when you working on one single memory that is holding pain and thoughts, you healing everything. You transforming yourself. A part of you is dying, literally. And when a part of you die, relationships that you built are dying as well. The way you connect with them. Because we are all together, we are all one, right? What's dying is the way we connect with each other. And this process give us the possibility of rebirth, give us without physically dying. Some people need to pass away because they can't handle the new frequencies and the pain that is awakening. But this is an opportunity for creating new connections in between people, because that connections that we still held from Orion, from Urma, are too toxic, because back in the time things happen and we needed to blame someone because it was so painful and we were very upset about it. About that's no matter who you analyze. If you want to see the Urma people, reptilians, gray, Pleiadians, everyone who were involved in there, they experience pain in different ways. One of them experienced the loss after or during, before, during, and after Orion War. Others, self-punishment. I met reptilians that they are evolving as well. Yeah, they did. They wanted to conquer a planet. They wanted to kill other races. They thought they were superior. Yeah, thousands of years ago. Some of them now, they were very upset with themselves for so long, and now they are healing that anger, and they are actually saying, okay, stop victimizing yourself and punishing. Start doing something. Start to learn from that other races that in the past you thought they were your enemies. Now make friends with them. Now make a team. And that's why you will see reptilians in the Galactic Federation. And reptilians working, helping in the ascension process, not helping other reptilians, helping everyone. So that's no matter, that's matter, the role, your role, that's something you will figure out when you open your Akashic records or when you do past regression, when you're ready to access to that information. That's not something you make a decision one day. When you're ready, you will access to that information. And then depending your role, you will see how in your life that pain and that thoughts were activated in this present life and are being activated actually every day. Looking to someone for blaming who's responsible of the bad things, punishing yourself because you're not good enough, trying to escape, like we said in the last show, trying to leave, escape, don't take any responsibility, hating yourself, hating others. There's so many different memories, and you know that a memory from that time is being activated when you and tell me if you think the same, Juan. When you eventually you experience an emotion and that you cannot handle that emotion, it's like my thoughts tell me that I shouldn't be this sad or I shouldn't be this, but I can't stop crying, I can't stop vomiting, or I need to grieve, I need time to retreat myself and experience this emotion. Even when my belief system, my rational mind tells me it's not a big deal. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Why are you crying?
Exactly.
Is that it happened to me with the movie from Disney of the dragons, and they were talking about the five continents and the and when they fought and they were losing and blah blah blah. I was like, What if they lost everything?
I cry. You know what part of that movie triggers me the most? The part, that she's so nice and she wants to believe in people. So she gives a chance
Wow.
to the other girl from the other tribe, and then that girl commits betrayal. That I had to stop the
Yes.
movie and go to vomit, cry. Oh my gosh, it was because I felt so identified with her, and awakened between myself anger as well. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't trust. And then, no, you need to forgive. And, these
So,
thoughts. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is only a movie. I know, but this is my
yes, yeah.
life.
Please go and see Raya and the Last Dragon because
Amazing.
it has some it, those movies and many others are kind of channelized. Are
Oh, yeah.
they come from real experiences, real stories. Because when I see them, they touch my heart like really, really deeply, and I know I'm.
Yeah.
For example, there are some people that cry all the time, like it's okay, he's crying, but I'm not the one that I'm crying all the time, and so it really feels like
Where did it come from?
why?
Like
What
when
are
I
we
saw
doing
my
this?
friend crying for the dragon, I was like, this is real because he never cried. He's like, and he's crying because he missed his dragon friend. I was like, oh my gosh,
That was the same
it
for
must
me.
be real.
Yes, yes. For
Yeah.
example, when in the movie Avatar, when they are attacking the the really big tree, I felt so bad. It was like,
Mhm.
why are they doing that? It's like, and
Yeah.
and and because I think I remember because I've seen in Earth and I know and I now remember that there were these kind of trees, and I saw them in another meditation that these trees brought the energy of life, and fairies were the ones carrying this energy to the flowers and to everything. I was like, who can kill the tree that gives life to everything? It's like, and all the trees in the earth were cut in half. Like they didn't left not even one. Like,
Yeah.
how can they
Yeah.
do
That
that?
that
Like,
that shows extreme disconnection from ourselves, and the extreme identification with the matrix, which is never healthy because when you become too identified with your egos, you forget your real nature, and what actually keeps you alive. And
mhm,
this is we see it in an extreme way in the movie, but this happen every day when people, because you're like, oh no, no, I'm not like that. I'm not going to destroy the tree of life. No, but many people destroy themselves when they become obsessed with their careers, with money, with the possessions in general. Yes, and
mhm,
yeah, you're not there killing a tree, but you killing yourself, which is the same. It's not different between killing yourself or killing the tree. It's no worse killing a tree than killing yourself. Mhm.
mhm,
And not paying attention to your own nature, it's committing suicide. Even if you are not literally killing yourself, you are. From the moment you think that your house, or a house, um, an idea that you have in your mind that you need to look in certain way in order to be accepted or loved. So many women or men, they work so many hours in the gym, or they do so many changes in the faces and the bodies, and they become obsessed. It's the same as Avatar. It's not different. Yes, you from the moment you forget your purpose, you forget that this is something more than just one idea that you had that you became obsessed with. You're doing the same thing. And
Yes.
this happened, now you're showing the Pleiadians. This happened with the
Mhm.
Pleiadians. Yeah, Pleiadians are so cute, lovely. Yes, that's true. But on the other
Beautiful.
hand, some Pleiadians, many of them, became obsessed with the Matrix because um, during Orion War, for in order for them to come to help uh, the people in Lara, Avion, and many other planets that were having problems during Orion War because of well, what happened. You know, the Greys and the Draconians trying to conquer these worlds, and then the same Lyrans dropping the frequency because they believe in war. They wanted to resist, so they become polarized and they enter into this duality of pointing who's the enemy. So we become warriors and we forget about loving each other, living in community. And they even started touching each other like, oh, fighting for our world, you know, so you are betraying. So many things happening there, like so many, same as Earth, right? If your country
Yes.
goes to war and you eventually are like, no, I don't want to kill I don't know, this other country conquering us, like happened in Russia right now. No, we don't want to go to. Oh, you're betraying our country. You show. So all of these dynamics uh, in between people are still present in our present life, but come from that time. And when the Pleiadians got involved trying to help, they have to drop the vibration in order to travel and connect with other beings that vibrate a little bit lower, because the Pleiadians were in the 6D, but then they have to drop, yes, the vibration to be able to connect with beings in the 5 dimension, 4 dimension, and third dimension. So in that moment, they entered into the matrix as well. Their mind entered. For you to understand what
Yes.
to enter into the matrix, it's the same. You have your life. You know who you are. From the moment you create your social media account, let's say that's your matrix. You are this person and you are the person online. But if you enter too much online, maybe you forget you're this
What
one.
you really are. Mhm.
And that's your matrix, because you end up believing you are that public figure only. Of course you are that, but you are also this one. But if you're too much here and you start to, this trapped you fall in the trap and you believe, and you become obsessed. So that's what happened. And all the rules and the thoughts and the belief system into that matrix, let's say that in this matrix, I don't know, the person with more followers is the more successful. The person that looks has a better camera in their phones, and so they look better in the profile picture, are the most whatever love. So you believe you enter in that game, so you end up playing and then you get lost in there. Yes. And maybe you feel horrible because your camera is no good and you don't have followers. Well, who cares, right? You're this one. You both. So, but so that's what happened with the Pleiadians. They entered into this belief system, and at some stage they got too um, they create attachments and they mix their energy with the urma, yes, and they start feeling the suffering, and of course they wouldn't make the difference. They thought that this suffering was their suffering. So at that stage they will start developing ideas of, okay, we need to come together and we need to do something to, you know, attack another civilizations or revenge. And then between Pleiadians, it started, because in Pleiades there's so many races as well. So there is a fraction of Pleiadians that they became obsessed with the idea. And when they came to Earth, you see the Pleiadians fighting with each other because of their ideas. And that's why Lemuria fell, because the Pleiadians in Lemuria couldn't create the community because of the memories from Orion Wars. Some of them wanted to open the Akasha for start this experiment of many races exchanging on Earth, which will um, eh, affect the collective consciousness and will make it drop the frequency. And some others were like, no. So this confusion, and we experience this confusion in our daily life, right? The star seeds. I remember when I started working, and some of my best friends, healers like me, they were like, you shouldn't work with therapists, you shouldn't charge money, you should keep your job and do it during the weekends and for free to everyone. And then as soon as I start changing and creating a business, because I needed to eat, I needed to pay rent, and I couldn't keep two
Mm.
jobs at the same time. I tried, because I tried to listen to my friends. I couldn't, because by the weekend after working several hours in the office, I will be wasted. Like I couldn't do anything. Yes, because I was tired. My head was like drained. So I had to quit that job and continue paying for courses and things. So I needed money, right? And these friends stopped talking to me. Yeah. And
Mm.
so I give you this example because sometimes happen even in our own friends, and we are still replicating what happened in Lemuria, what happened in Atlantis, what happened in Orion. But that
Mm.
won't stop until we go to the root of it and we can see it with other eyes. We can come back to Orion as a Pleiadian and be like, all right, with the consciousness of oneness, I will do my job, but I'm not gonna join one team or the other team and enter into the war. I will stay neutral without feeling that I'm betraying anyone, neither myself.
Yes. And it's amazing because we are healing in this process all these memories, and you can see how many different races there are. Like these guys are like the guy that makes, or she or he that makes this page is amazing.
What's the name of this artist?
I just know that the webpage is Bashta.
Okay.
mm, but he makes amazing images. And I, for example, I've never seen the the felines. So some of the images were like more like with big noses, like more
Yeah.
like cats. I see them like these ones, like really short noses, like almost human kind of look. And they're amazing. One thing that I've learned is that here in Earth, right now we are there is a process. Some races are in higher dimensions, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, but some of them come from the fourth dimension because they shouldn't be here, but they are putting their noses in the earth. And what I found is that what I've seen in people, that when some of these races, like the race or the reptilians, when they contact to people that make contact with them for a long time, they get sick. So if you ever felt you made a connection with these beings, just say you don't want it anymore, because their energies are really lower frequencies, and it's like putting yourself in a freezer for a long time. For 5 minutes it's okay, but if you go to the freezer for one day, you maybe get cold. So that happens with these beings because they love to take your energy, and they vibrate really low. So
Yeah, there are so many races, and some of the races, they they don't know about the Christ consciousness or the concept
mhm,
of oneness and universal love, and it's recommended to respect the difference, and and be aware of that, how that relationship affects you. But it's the same within humans, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we experience that as well,
The
and it's
low
another.
frequency humans and high frequency
Obviously,
humans.
but you see how this is mirroring Lemuria as well, and Atlantis and Orion work, because it's happened to me as well. Like these people that I know, I can see their light, but they are not embracing their light. And
Mm.
spending too much time with them put ideas in my head or drops my frequency. They
Mhm.
are vampires energetically. So I had to respect that process of them without trying to pull them to my world,
Yes.
but at the same time not forcing me to stay in a place where, yeah, I can see the potential. In the future they will embrace the light, but for now they're not embracing the light. So for now I need to
For
stay
now,
in my path
yes.
without judging. It's free of judgment. It's just seeing how do I feel. And this is an important question, because we are here with a mission. Yes, we are pursuing a goal, right? And that demands to take intelligent and wise decisions about how to live our
Mm.
life, at least for now that we are in the middle of ascension. This is like if you are quitting cigarettes, you have a goal, which is being able to stop smoking. So for a little while you will stop seeing your friends who smoke, or you will tell them, look, if you smoke I have to leave. So if you want to catch up, please don't do it. And because you love each other, he or she will accept that condition or not. And maybe they cannot love you in that way, so they were like, no, I'm not going to stop it, mate. And you're like, all right, I won't see you for a little while until I feel very strong, and then when you smoke it doesn't affect me. So there's
Mhm.
wise decisions. And it's not just cigarette. Don't go that extreme. Just basic things. I had to stop sometimes seeing like people who were obsessed with food and counting calories and talking about getting fat and stuff, because I knew there was something in me that was a little bit vulnerable by that time. So I was like,
And you
okay, I
could
need
go into
to.
that energy.
Exactly, because otherwise I don't want to be all day thinking of how many calories I ate during the day, because I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of the calories, right? It's good for me to eat healthy, that's it. Like I don't want to go obsessed with human ideas that don't will take me anywhere. Mm.
No.
Um Before we finish, um should we talk about uh, a- aviars, like the avians, blue avians? Do you want to talk about them, or which one? What race would you like to talk about? Or still with felines
Okay.
from Hurma?
I was trying to let's keep talking about a little bit of the felines.
Sure.
They're amazing. I've been working with them in healings. So
Yeah.
when someone needs power, when someone needs protection, when a girl needs this energy of being stronger, I call some protection of these beings, and they come, and they are like they're lions. There are some of them that are like slender and taller, like gepards, or I've seen also black panthers. And so they they can go a little bit lower in the frequency, so they get in the fourth dimension and they can take care of you from that side.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen cheetahs. They are really good taking care of kids. Like I've seen some of them that are like really white with black spots in their faces, little spots. They're like really beautiful and really gentle, and their personalities are amazing because they're like the animals. The lions are like really strong and male and muscles everywhere. So the
Yeah. If you
you
want
can
to
see the
know.
personalities.
Exactly. If you want to know, if you're watching this video and you're like, maybe I have, of course, we all of us, we have DNA, Hurma DNA, like feline DNA. Yes, we all have it. Yeah, so we all have access to the skills and abilities from the felines. Yes, it's like if you were born, I don't know, in, for say, in United States, and you got the passport from United States. Does not matter how your skin looks like. You no the passport United States. That means that you can, as a citizen from United States, you can travel all around the world with no visas. Or like you have these rights. Better
uh,
rights than if you have a Argentine passport.
or
So
Mexican one.
exactly. So you being a human with this cosmic DNA, you have the rights, and more than the rights, I should say, the abilities, skills, and gift from the felines. Of course, you need to work on awakening them and understanding what. Because yeah, you can have the passport from United States, but have no idea about what you can do with that passport. Because you just hold it. You don't know what to do. What are your rights? The same with the DNA. You have this DNA, but if you have no idea about how to use it, for instance, telepathy, if you don't know how to talk to other people, well, if you don't teach your brain, the fact that you are potentially capable to awake a skill or a gift, it doesn't mean you naturally do it. So you need to work on that. But we all have the chance to awakening Arcturian energy, Pleiadian, Syrian, Urma, the reptilian, and all the different races that we have in our DNA. On the other hand, if you use it not as a human, if you were a Urma or feline, it's more natural for you. You don't need to work much on
A little
awakening.
bit.
You connect easily with this feline way to think and way to perceive the world. And I guess, in my experience, because I have experience as a feline in past lives, and I've been connecting with them in Egypt as well and Atlantis when I wasn't a feline, but I could connect with felines, yeah, in that past lives. I guess that the ability to read other people's minds, naturally, again, everybody can do it. The thing is, people who did it in past lives, for them, it's easy, right? It's like, I know how to do it.
Mhm.
Okay? So, reading other people's minds, the way you connect with others is like cats. So it's like you want to receive love, but at the same time, it's like if you are kind of measuring, being like processing like cats, that the cat look at you, they want you to connect, but they are analyzing you, and they're like, yes, no, yes, yes, no, no, no. Okay, yes, I give you all my heart. And when I next minute I get angry and I run away. Or I hurt you. So yeah, that's a
Yes.
characteristic of the Hurma, and it makes
Mhm.
sense because they poor people. We were there, and we went like, oh, friends, and then we trial, and then we got angry. So we have these things, protective, to be protective of your community.
Of your
This feeling of I
friends.
fight for my community comes from Orion War, because that's what happened in the Urma people. They were not like that until this happened. And they were like, we need to fight, we need to protect, we need to be, use this power, because they found the power within themselves. They knew that they are strong enough to protect. Mm. What I'm saying is, I can be the cutest being, but at the same time, the most scary king of the jungle, They have both things,
Mhm.
cutest and the lion that you're scared of them, even cats. People never know. It's like cat can be, you respect them, So, but these come from Orion, where they wouldn't be like that. They wouldn't discover that they can use the inner strength to hurt others, uh, with the but hurt others in the intent of protecting their loved ones. So this comes from this DNA naturally. You will see other starseeds that they're not like that. They don't feel like they can hurt. The other starseeds are so pure and are so they feel like they cannot hurt.
Soft. They're like more something that like more of
Innocent,
fairies,
yeah,
innocent, like really really
naive.
loving, and people makes everything to them and they cry all the time, and he steal something and I borrow money and they didn't pay me. Poor of me. And the final was like, who did it, I'm gonna kick his ass right now.
Well, I'm having I have that energy naturally. Like I yeah, I know I can hurt. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of my power to use my inner strength for a good cause, or I can be the most what's the word, the fighter, I'm not scared neither, of yeah, if I need to do anything, I feel like I can do it, like a cat, they're small
Mhm.
little, but they fight anything. So I have
I
this
am remembering to be a feline. I am remembering. I didn't used to be like that. I
oh,
used to
you were a
be.
feline as well.
Mm, I'm really sure some in some parts of the universe I went.
Or
I
maybe when you
experienced
were
the
a
life of
dragon.
felines.
When you
I
were a
was really
dragon,
a
you were
dragon.
friends.
I was a
Because
dragon.
in Lyra, they coexist,
Mm,
felines with dragons, and
yes,
they were good friends.
but what I think is that at the end we have each one of us has already lived all the different lives in the different places. So because our soul needs to experience different evolutions. So if we didn't take in account the time and we see everything as a one thing, we could see us in everywhere, like in this planet and this planet and this and this and this. But right now, for example, it happens to me that I'm a little bit of an Arcturian and Syrian, uh, because my past lives or the ones that I'm working right now and the guides that are coming with me are the Arcturians. So my guides are Arcturians and they're coming with me. But when I connect with Syrians, they really come and help really easily. Uh,
It's important to say, anyways, that urmas, felines, some of them were Arcturians as well. Like I explained in the previous show,
mm, mhm,
um, there are Arcturians and they never experience to be a Urma. They stay in the higher dimension. Other Arcturians came to Earth and then they moved to Pleiades, Sirio, then and were Urma or dragons, and they became Pleiadians again, or they were in other planets. So being Arcturian or Syrian or Pleiadian doesn't mean that you were not Urma. Or some beings, they operate from higher dimensions, so they will never incarnate in this frequency. Some others made a decision to
mhm,
incarnate. So, but depending with what frequency is being activated in the present moment, you will connect more with one or the other energy. Like Juan said before, he's connecting more with Arcturian energy, which I feel, Juan. I didn't open your Akashic records, but I see you like a blue avian. I see you avian. So maybe we can talk about it in another show, but I see you very connected with the avians. And they live in Orion as well. They are Arcturians living in Orion, and then in Sirius. And some of them came to Earth as well. Not all of them, because every time you
Mhm,
move country, this is like move countries, moving worlds.
mhm,
You change your frequency. If you, for instance, if you lived in Mexico and you loved your food, your weather, the ocean, and eventually you moved to Switzerland, you leaving something behind, right? To experience Switzerland. Weather is going to be different, people is going to be different, music is going to be different. So even if you're a Mexican living in Switzerland, let me tell you, you're no Mexican anymore.
mhm.
You are maybe more Swiss than Swiss. I don't know how to say it.
Switzerland,
Switzerland
maybe.
than Mexico. 'Cause, yeah, you
Yes.
were born in Mexico, but if you got used to the weather, to the food, to the music, you change, so your frequency adapted to
Changes.
the new place. So if we live in any other place and then we move worlds, it's the same. We have to adjust the frequency, and we will connect with new possibilities of what we can be, yes, an experience, and something will be left behind. But it doesn't mean you will never be back there. But of course, when you go back, you evolve because you bring in new experiences. So from the moment you reunite all your pieces, the parts of energy of yours that you have in different dimensions, you are expanding yourself. You will never be what you were at the very beginning, yeah, right? So we are a constant transformation, like the universe, same.
Yes, and it's really fun and it's really cool. I have some friends that they told me they always want to be in every different planet. The typical one that they're like the militaries that they love like special forces missions, and they are in all the missions and everywhere and all and they're experiencing like really really hard lives, and they love to come from a really hard life and transcend and learn. And some others come here and like, oh no, this mission is too difficult, I want to go back. Please.
Amazing. I hope everybody watching this video live or recorded could notice yourself with this beautiful energy. And I hope this beautiful energy helps you to activate your DNA and your own memories. So we together can heal the Akasha. And when we heal the Akasha, we heal the collective consciousness on Earth. And when the collective consciousness on Earth shift, this world change in a good way. In a
We
really good
are
way. We will
waiting.
create the
We
world of
want.
our dreams together.
Ah, yes, it's
Thank
being
you
late,
so much
so let's keep
for this chat,
changing.
Juan.
Thank you very much to everyone, and hope to see you the next week so we could
Yeah.
be talking about some other races.
If you like it, please subscribe to our channels and share this video to your friends that you think they may need to hear our conversation.
Remember that if you want, we can give therapy of live private session for Akashic records or your cosmic origin. So if you want it, we are here to help you. Here are our contact pages.
Yes, you can contact us in our pages. And okay, see you soon. Mwah. Thank you
Kisses.
so much. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.